boy?
I'm doing great.
That's great. Today we're gonna go over Mr. Officer. So before we listen to a little snippet of it, can you kind of give us the background of Mr. Officer, what it kind of means to you? Kind of give us, well, basically just the background.
Okay, so basically, Mr. Officer is based on a true story, right? With where I live is more or less like an estate, right? And then behind my neighborhood is a Muslim community which they call Zongo, right? And these guys are less privileged. You see, maybe like 15 people sleeping in one room. So in the
So
daytime,
the
everybody has
ghetto.
to, not the ghetto. It's more or less like a slum. But then from their slum to where the ghetto is quite far. I think you know where I'm talking about, where the guy was sleeping on a snooker table, right?
Yeah, but for
That
the viewers, I'm trying to paint the picture for the viewers.
exactly like the ghetto. So with my neighborhood, you don't see police cars passing around, right? But there, where the less privileged are, boys like to smoke, boys like to hang around, they fight, they do shit. Sorry, they do stuff they're not supposed to. So it's like the police are always on us, right? So it's like I had to do a song. And then my experience was I was on my bike, which you bought for me, right? And then my friend was behind me on the bike. And then the police just came with their patrol car and then they opened the door and then hit us down. For what reason? Nothing. Once we're on a bike, they want to extort us, right? They want to take something from us. So they put my bike in the pickup bucket and then they arrested my friend ran away, so they arrested me. I couldn't run away because it was my bike. So when we got to Medina police station, they locked the bike. And once you have the bike at the station, you're supposed to allow me to go home. They locked the bike and locked me. And then I had to call someone to come and bail me. So they had to tell a lie that they chased me for about 1 kilometer. I wasn't stopping. And then later I came to cross their car and then hit the car. That was a big lie. So
Uh,
when I came back out from the cell, I was like, I need to give these guys a song. So I was like, let me just do the song for them. So just play part of it,
yeah,
and then
that's
you
what we're
probably
gonna get into. So yeah, Mr. Officer. With no further ado, let's do it.
Shut up. When the high grade come through, everything crease. Everything crease. When the shy Z come through, everything crease. Everything crease. When the happy come through, everything crease. Everything crease. When the bulldog come through, everything crease. Everything crease. I, Mr. Officer. Free got to you, commander self smokes that weed. I, Mr. Officer. They use why you, they wash it, I want money. I, Mr. Officer. If I know say money never grow on tree, I Mr. Officer. If I know say get the youth, money we are free, and one shilling. Money we are free, get the youth 1 shilling. Money we are free, no money 1 shilling. Money we are free, 1 shilling.
Okay. What were you gonna say?
the other thing is with the guys from the ghetto, they live like Jamaicans, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with this song, I had to kind of tone it like the dancehall thing.
Okay. Okay.
So what I said from the beginning, I was like, "Hey, Mr. Officer, free ghetto youth, commander self smokes that weed." Because a whole lot of policemen who smoke weed, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know what I'm saying. So the first line was, "Hey, Mr. Officer, free ghetto youth, commander self smokes that weed." Hey, Mr. Officer, did you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. Now, do you want to add some more?
Then the next line,
Go ahead.
then the next was, "Hey, Mr. Officer, you dey use wayo de kwashe or wana money." That's Hausa. But then what it means is, Mr. Officer, you are using your mind to rip us off our money. We didn't do any crime. Then the third line is where it goes, "Hey, Mr. Officer, if you know say get the." Then the third line is, "Hey, Mr. Officer, if I know say money never grow on tree," which means, hey, Mr. Officer, you have to know that money doesn't grow on trees. We don't go pluck the money from trees. We work for it. So free us.
So let's
And then the last line was,
hold on. Let's
where
listen.
the chorus goes.
Let's go to that real quick.
Everything crisp. Cheddar.
So we were talking about this first word. Let's hear what you're talking about.
When the high grade come through, everything crisp. Everything crisp. When the shizy come through, everything crisp. Everything crisp. When the happy come through.
So what do you mean by with the, what did you say, the hybrid?
There are names of strains of marijuana I mentioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said when the happy comes true, everything crisp means it means there's happiness. When the happy is the name of what do we call it? A strain. Boda is the name of another strain we have here in Ghana. So all those places where I was mentioning the name, I'd be like everything crisp. I mean, when we have access to the weed, say marijuana, we are all about happiness. Everybody gets high, and then we're nice. So that was where I started. Then let's go and we get to the
everything crisp. When you go down, come through, everything crisp. Everything crisp. I Mr. Officer. Free guys so you commander self smokes that weed. I Mr. Officer. They use my own, they wash it, I want money. I Mr. Officer. If I know say money never grow on tree. I Mr. Officer. If I know say get the youth, money we are free. It was one shilling, money.
So what do you mean at the very end right there? I pre.
Hey, Mr. Officer. Hey, Mr. Officer. You first know say get a youth money we are pre in Jamaica. When they say pre, it's like a prayer, right? Or it's like what you fight for. So when I say I pre for the money, which means I strive for the money.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So what I said, so the last line means, hey, Mr. Officer, if I know say ghetto youth money we are pre, you have to know that ghetto youth money is what we pray for, money is what we strive for. We are all about the money. That's the last line. If I know say money we are pre, so that part of it was kind of Jamaican. Then it has other languages like I told you. So now you get the first two parts of it, right?
Yep. And I hate to break it to you guys, but that's as much time as we have on this particular song. So if you want to hear more from Cheddar Boy, then make sure that you click the link and you sign, like, subscribe, whatever it is that you need to do so that you can get more direct access to Cheddar Boy.